Hello everyone, this is Mr. Steve Wrestling, and today I will be doing the prediction video for WrestleMania 41. We got 2 nights of WrestleMania, as this will combine more than 8 hours of this premium live event. The show will take place in Las Vegas, Nevada at the earliest time of 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We have 13 official matches, and we're most likely gonna have one more match added to this WrestleMania card, which I will get to that later in this video. Starting off with WrestleMania Saturday, we got main event Jey Uso, the winner of 2025 Royal Rumble, taking on the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther. There has been odds and stacked since Jey has been on a roll of becoming a main event player, even despite the fact that he's most likely going to open the show. It sucks to say that Jey Uso isn't headlining the first night of WrestleMania, as the main event has been decided, which I will get to that later also. Based on the track record of televised matches, Gunther has beaten Jey Uso 3 times, whereas Jey has never beaten the Ring General. Even recently, Gunther has defeated Jey Uso earlier this year at Saturday Night Main Event. Jey Uso is very over with the audience in attendance, and there's a good chance that Jey will finally get his WrestleMania moment. I don't expect this to be a 5-star match, but I hope this can end with a good result. My money is on the new World Heavyweight Champion main event Jey Uso. Next, we have the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, defending their World Tag Team Championship against your boy, The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Based on WWE's track record, this is shockingly the first time the World Tag Team titles is being defended at the premium live event since last year's WrestleMania. The funny thing is, the WWE Tag Team Championship from SmackDown was defended at this year's Royal Rumble for the first time since last year's WrestleMania as well. What gives with that? Anyways, the New Day have been on the roll of being the hottest heel duels in the tag team division ever since they split away from Big E. It's safe to say that it's going to be a lot more interesting to see the heel New Day winning the World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania. So my money is on the New Day. Next up, we have LA Knight, defending the United States Championship against the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Shockingly, this is the 3rd consecutive WrestleMania where Solo Sikoa appears but does not compete in a wrestling match. Jacob Fatu is on a roll of becoming the next breakout superstar, even though there has been some foreshadowing where Jacob was going to split away from Solo Sikoa and go on his own. Interestingly, I thought this could be a huge moment for the Samoan Werewolf, so my bet is on Jacob Fatu, the new United States Champion. Next up, we have a grudge match between Jade Cargill and Naomi. How did it all start? It all started when Jade Cargill was attacked in a parking lot back in fall. Few months later, Jade came back and attacked Naomi, which Naomi would be revealed to be an attacker. This was all because of jealousy and envy that Naomi wanted to tag along with Bianca Belair. But since Jade Cargill is such a huge deal to the company, it sounds like she's gonna win this match, presumably a squash match. Next, we got Lucha Libre between Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano, aka not Chad Gable. For those who have played SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 Road to WrestleMania, you might remember the story when the good guy Rey Mysterio had to deal with Todo Americano, aka Jack Swagger. This is basically what the story is. Except Chad Gable hired an American luchador to help revolutionize Lucha Libre in WWE. The Mexican fans never liked this gimmick, as this is such an insult to Lucha Libre. It seems like El Grande Americano gimmick might be short-lived, as Rey Mysterio will unmask him to reveal the whole world that it's clearly Chad Gable. Dial up the 619 cause Rey Mysterio is gonna win this one. Next up, most likely the semi-main event between the Women's Royal Rumble winner Charlotte Flair and the Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. One of the biggest highlight moments from this rivalry is when these two female wrestlers trade shots at each other, even some unscripted moments that went very personal. It's pretty hard to say on who's winning this match. You got Charlotte Flair, who has a huge track record of title matches at WrestleMania and could possibly win the women's title for the 15th time overall. On the other hand, Tiffany Stratton, who has been on the roll of representing as the women's champion, heading into her very first WrestleMania. In my opinion, her current title reign is pretty alright so far. It's gonna suck that she's gonna lose the title to Ric Flair's daughter. So hey, I think this could be Tiffy time when Charlotte Flair is gonna lose to this freshly blonde female wrestler. However, it would be a huge travesty to see Tiffany Stratton losing the title, as Charlotte Flair could pull off a Hulkster card in which she would say, "That doesn't work for me, sister." And finally, we got a main event for Saturday. Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk in a special triple threat match with nothing at stake. And now Paul Heyman is going to be in CM Punk's corner, as the original tribal chief won't be having the wise man in his corner, as per CM Punk's favor. This match has to be a cinematic storytelling, as all of these three men have hatred against each other. Needless to say that this is the main reason why this match is going to close the first night of WrestleMania, in which means CM Punk finally got his wish of main eventing WrestleMania for the first time in his career. Roman Reigns still breaks the all-time record by main eventing WrestleMania 10 times, including the 2 nights of WrestleMania last year. And of course, Seth freaking Rollins is once again main eventing WrestleMania. So who's gonna win this match? Well, there's nothing at stake, but I think it'll make more sense to see CM Punk winning this main event, which I hope this could lead up to a bigger things for the Second City Savior. And you might notice the pattern of it. And if you think about it, just look at WrestleMania 20 and WrestleMania 30 main event. WrestleMania 20 main event featured 2 DX members. WrestleMania 30 main event featured 2 members of Evolution. And although this was a missed opportunity from last year's WrestleMania, but they finally did it for this year's WrestleMania, this main event features 2 members of The Shield. From the looks of it, it's going to be a huge moment for CM Punk to win his very first WrestleMania main event. So I hope this could lead up to something big in the future. And that concludes WrestleMania Saturday prediction. Going into WrestleMania Sunday prediction, we got 6 matches on the card. Most likely going to add 1 more added to this Sunday's card. Starting off with the Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental Championship. We have Braun Breaker defending the title against 3 challengers, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And thankfully, this is the first WrestleMania where Dominic isn't involved with his deadbeat dad, Rey Mysterio. So hey, if you notice the resemblance of Dominic's true father, Eddie Guerrero, Eddie has held the Intercontinental title before, so it'll be a lot more interesting to see Dirty Dom pulling off an upset victory by winning the Intercontinental Championship. So therefore, my money's on Dirty Dom. Next, we have AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, 2 of the best athletes in pro wrestling. This could be a good match to watch, although despite the fact that Logan Paul being so controversial as usual, my money is on Logan Paul. Next up, we have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending their tag team title against the team of Bayley and the Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria. Honestly, it was pretty random to see Bayley teaming up with Lyra, in which was the excuse of having Bayley compete at WrestleMania. If you recall last year's WrestleMania, Bayley had her moment of becoming the women's champion, and now there she is tagging along with Lyra as part of the storytelling between these two. As for Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, they're just basically there. So I think both Bayley and Lyra Valkyria are going to walk out with the Women's Tag Team Championship and then lose it back to Liv and Raquel, which would lead up to either Bayley or Lyra's heel turn. So yeah, This women's tag team division has been a massive joke since the get-go. Moving on, we have Damian Priest, who will be taking on Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. Needless to say, this show can't run without at least one match involving no disqualification. Anything goes. Fun fact, last year, Damian won the World Heavyweight Championship when he successfully cashed in on Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and has also beaten him in the main event at Clash at the Castle, Scotland. In this case, Drew McIntyre could get his last laugh when he beats Damian Priest in a street fight, and I hope this could lead up to something for Drew. Next, we have a triple threat match. Io Sky defending her title against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. It sucks to say that Io Sky is just basically a transitional champion, all just for the reason where Rhea Ripley is most likely not going to get pinned or submit from this match. So therefore, Bianca Belair is going to win the Women's World Championship and thus continuing her consecutive WrestleMania undefeated streak, 5-0. Before I predict the main event, I almost forgot to mention this. We have one more match that could be added to WrestleMania Sunday, so if this is going to happen, might as well predict this match. We got Randy Orton, who was supposed to face Kevin Owens. Unfortunately, Kevin Owens was forced to be pulled from WrestleMania as he will need to undergo neck surgery. Randy Orton has no opponent for WrestleMania, so he decided to RKO the SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis. Keep in mind, Randy Orton did pay a $100,000 fine for attacking the GM, but decided to pay double, which hinted a sense of foreshadowing. Lo and behold, Randy Orton RKO'd Nick Aldis in the ring without having any sort of consequences. The question is, will we see the former longest reigning NWA's world champion coming back to the ring and finally wrestle in his very first match in WWE? If the answer is yes, then this could be very huge. Although sadly, Nick Aldis is most likely going to lose this match, as Randy Orton is going to walk out with a huge win and most likely going to be in line for the undisputed WWE Championship. And speaking of the undisputed WWE Championship, we got a huge main event where the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes defending his undisputed WWE title against the newly anti-hero John Cena. John Cena has been on a roll since turning on the current face of the WWE. It would be a massive letdown to see the Cody crybabies witnessing John Cena winning the WWE World title for the 17th time, breaking Ric Flair's 16-time world title record. As part of John Cena's farewell tour, he's most likely going to win this one and hold it until the end of 2025, where Cody Rhodes get his redemption as we would witness the true passing the torch moment. My big money is on John Cena winning at WrestleMania for the very last time. It would be a massive waste of time if John Cena's heel turn led to nothing. Oh, and I almost forgot. The Rock was supposed to be part of this angle and he disappeared ever since the Elimination Chamber. He was easily forgotten from this factor, and so is Travis Scott. Perhaps The Rock could show up at WrestleMania unannounced despite being so busy with Hollywood movies. Then again, he's the TKO board member, you know? Not to mention, Stone Cold Steve Austin will be in town for WrestleMania weekend, including the Hall of Fame too. So this could be a lot more interesting if he shows up and appears at WrestleMania. And there you have it, folks. My prediction for WrestleMania 41. What are your predictions for this year's WrestleMania? Let me know by leaving your thoughts in the comments section. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell icon for more wrestling content like this one. Don't forget to check out every other video I've made from this channel. Other than that, I'd like to thank you for watching, hope to see you again in the next one, and happy WrestleMania Day.